All right, everyone. Well, welcome and thank you for taking the time today to join us. We're going to be diving into peak season. So at Sensaria, many of our customers, peak season represents as much as 50% of their annual sales. So needless to say, it's an important time when we got to get it right. So today we're going to share some insights into our processes and operations leading up to and throughout peak. We're also going to share some historical data and experiences, as well as suggestions to ensure we are all prepared to have a successful peak season. We do have a tight timeline today, and we want to make sure we leave ample time for questions and answers at the end. Just want to let you know this presentation will be shared after the webinar, and we're also going to post a recording of this on our blog, which can be found at sensaria.com. All questions will be addressed and answered. If you do have a question, you could submit it and drop it in the chat. All right, today we're going to be joined by team leaders from a number of different departments within Sensaria. And in the spirit of staying on time, we're going to let everyone introduce themselves when their time comes to speak. So I'm up first. My name is Darren Heiserman. I am the Director of Sales at Sensaria. Been with the company for 26 years now. It's been a while. So I've had the privilege and the opportunity to work in pretty much every department within the print-on-demand process, from the shop floor to running the equipment, the printing machines, to pre-press and color editing. Before there was an iPhone, we had to develop film and had glossy 4x6s that we would scan it on a flatbed and have to make sure the images looked good before we printed them. So I was able to learn all that and experience all that. And today I manage a lot of our key accounts and global accounts at Sensaria. So Sensaria and our family of brands have finally successfully come together. So together we have over a century of experience between our brands, and coming together has allowed us to gain experiences in the professional photography, the fine art, and the mass manufacturing industries, not just in the US, but also globally. So we have over 6 facilities in the US and 6 globally. The global facilities include 2 in Canada, 1 in UK, 2 in Europe, and also Australia. Our company's mission is to bring joy to spaces through memories and art. We do this by staying committed to delivering the highest quality wall decor and home decor products available in this market at this time. Our values. So we could spend a lot of time on this, but in the interest of time, I just, wrap this up to family. So we are all about relationships at Sensaria. We want to build a company that is built on relationships, a true one Sensaria. We are about empowering, accountability, action-oriented, innovation. These values do make the foundation of what we strive to be as a company and how we work, so that we can not only be an outstanding fulfillment partner for our customers, but also a destination company for our team. All right, let's jump in. Let's talk about peak. So I haven't experienced many peak seasons, as I'm sure many of you have as well. This year's a little unique. We have what I can call a red flag, maybe some green flags. Red flag might be that this year we only have 27 shopping days from Thanksgiving to Christmas. It's about a week less than prior years. Last year we had 32. So that means, to prepare potentially for like a condensed season. And there's some things we can do to overcome that. I think historically, if you recall, there used to be Black Friday many, many years ago, where one major shopping day, right? All the orders would come in on Black Friday, and then that gravitated to, Amazon and Cyber Monday. There was 2. And more recently, that's kind of blended out. So in the past, it used to be, you'd have your, daily averages, and then all of a sudden Cyber Monday would come and we'd see 10x the volume, which would, put a little pressure on production, to say the least, to have to figure out how to get all those orders out. Everyone got them in time for Christmas, but it added a lot of pressure. As times pass, we've seen that kind of blend out to the Cyber Week. And on my next slide, I'm going to show you, some things have happened in the previous years that maybe you're familiar with, such as the carriers, when COVID hit and the carrier issues. Websites, companies started marketing earlier, started getting the message out prior to Thanksgiving, try to capture those orders so that everything gets delivered in time. This year is going to be no different, and we don't see any issues with it. I think the message here this year with the shorter window is to start your marketing campaigns early, get creative. There's also some benefits in starting early, getting the messages out to consumers prior to Thanksgiving. If they get some good deals and some good ideas, when they meet with family and friends during the Thanksgiving time, they're going to share that. So, our suggestion is to get in early and get in first, get those orders going. This slide here also shows that another green flag, the expected consumer spend this year is higher than ever. It's $1,600 average consumer spend. Maybe some of it's due to inflation, but for the most part, it's up. So people aren't holding on to their money. They're going to be ordering. So it's important. Let's capture those sales together. This diagram here will explain and kind of give you an idea of what we experienced. This is an example of last year, one of our facilities and the trend, the spike in orders that we typically see. So as I said previously, the spike typically, used to be right after Thanksgiving, but as you can see in this diagram here, last year it started around the 13th. So that's a good sign when it starts growing. It didn't start up here and spike where it used to. So I think this year with starting earlier, maybe we could start flattening that curve a little bit more, get those orders in a little bit earlier and keep this trend going. But typically we start seeing the major increase mid-November and it caps out right around at the end of November and it holds true all the way to about December 10th, which is typically a holiday cutoff to get your order, by Christmas. And then we see the decline. And I'm going to come back to the decline in a second. So this year for peak, if there are three things that you can remember and think about, it would be these three. Number one, forecasting is more important than ever. Making sure that you have, your forecasts in, that they're thoughtful and calculated. The analysis is, important to understand what to expect because we're ordering materials in advance. We're planning labor plans to be able to deliver on those forecasts. So it is critical to have an accurate forecast. And we at Sensaria have a lot of data points too. If you have history with us, we'll work together. We'll look at the forecasts. We'll work on a forecast ourselves. We'll compare with your forecast, but it's important that we just work together and get it right. We have a great tool. It's our promo season hub, which will be sent out to our customers. This link and this information is critical. It's going to give you information of how to reach customer service at all hours. It's going to give you our shipping cutoffs, suggested shipping cutoffs, facility hours and operation hours, so when we're producing, and also, the carrier pickup times will also be posted. Another item that is very important to consider is scalable products, right? So what are scalable products? Scalable products are really the products that represent the highest volume items produced by Sensaria. These are things that we're efficient on, that we're built around, that we can scale at. So items like stretched canvas, roll prints, which is print cut, simple products like that we can execute on quickly. And our economy frame print line, standardized, built efficiencies around. Those are products that if you're thinking of running promotions and trying to scale and get a lot of orders, those are the products we want you to focus on because we will have the most success at delivering on all those products. And the third thing, which I'll probably say is the most important of all, is communication. Staying in constant communication with your sales director, account manager, the team, our team, is key, at least daily or weekly as we go through peak, because a lot of things change, right? Last year we had a great year. Prior years, things happen, right? We had an ice storm in Texas. A northeastern came in at one point and affected some operations. You have carrier outages. So by staying in constant communication, that's going to be key, especially if you're going to be thinking about, hey, you're seeing a opportunity to run a promotion marketing to get a big spike. Let us know about that so that we can inform the ops team and the production team so that they can be prepared and we don't miss anything there. Again, if you don't have a direct contact, if you don't have a sales director you're communicating with daily, please reach out, start with customer service. We'll get you to somebody. I'm available for everyone. I love talking about this stuff. Happy to offer all suggestions. But yeah, I would say that. And the other important part about staying in communication, I'm going to go back to this slide right here. You could see after December 10th, that drop in volume after the cutoff allows a big opportunity here. We're still staffed up. We're extremely efficient. We're outputting a lot of volume. And if you're open to running a promotion where perhaps you want to do priority shipping, 1 day transit time, 2 day transit time, there have been opportunities where we can extend a more aggressive SLA, a 1 day SLA or a 2 day SLA, to be able to capture some of those last minute, high top line, high revenue orders that we can squeeze in right before the end, because we have the capacity to do so. The only way we're going to be able to do that for you is by just staying in communication, talking through those things, understanding, what's possible, what you could sell, what products. But we do that, and looking to do it this year too. So those would be the three major things. If you're going to take anything home today about Peak, it's these three here that definitely consider and think about. All right, now I'm going to pass it off to our operations leadership team, Howard and Matt. Take it away.
Thank you, Darren. My name is Howard Furstein. I'm Senior Vice President of Operations for Sensaria. I've got multiple facility responsibility for both B2B and D2C production and fulfillment.
Yeah, and hello, everyone. My name's Matt Morrasy. I'm the Vice President of Operations for Sensaria, and I'm based out of Scotts Valley, California. I've been with the company for 21 years, and I'm responsible for the operations side of our direct-to-pro business segment.
So for Sensaria, our peak season planning begins in the month of January. It is a year-long cycle for us. It's a 12-month process, and with the lessons from peak season fresh on our minds, right out of the Lean playbook, we engage in value stream analyses across multiple product lines and across multiple plants. That is cross-functional team, engineering, sales, customer service, production, quality, and we map each and every product line that we process through our plants on a detailed basis, and we examine what's working, what's not, where are the quality hiccups, where are the process hiccups, how can we improve, and from that value stream analysis event, we launch project work. Some of that might be full out Kaizen work, some might be A3 work, some might be improvement activities that we just go out and immediately execute. We lay out a project plan for the entire year as a result of that value stream analysis work, and we set about executing that project work over the next 10 months, affording ourselves proper time to fully dedicate to peak season when the time comes. We do this year in, year out, and we feel like it makes us a better business, a smarter business, more agile business, and more customer-focused business. Next, please. As part of that process, we are dedicated to engaging our employees in a very meaningful way. We participate, hold and host town hall meetings 4 times per year, all staff, state of the business, safety, quality, delivery, cost review, give employees the opportunity to ask questions, and bring them up to speed on what's happening in our business, including peak season postmortem and peak season preparation, as the case may be. In 2023, we rolled out a career skills program in recognition that there were particular processes and jobs within the plants that absenteeism had significant and immediate negative effects on process and products. We recognized the need to put benches of qualified employees in place that could seamlessly move into those roles that had been pre-trained, so that they could step in and keep product lines up and running. From a customer perspective, that means fewer disruptions, fewer interruptions, and our ability to maintain on-time shipping. We continue to engage in technology just as much as we can on the operations side of the house. In a number of areas, we've built logic into our production control process. We've built logic into the order management systems in terms of advising frontline workforce, details related with the product, critical quality details, and lastly, we've got logic on the prints themselves that we've improved through the course of the year, that it assists and advises various operators on how to process our product through the plant. With that, I will turn it over to Matt Morrasy.
Thanks, Howard. And building off what Howard's mentioned, our peak season preparations begin in January, and they're kicked off with that series of meetings that we like to refer as to our peak season review meetings. And we're debriefing on performance metrics. We're having frank conversations with the team, and we're asking a couple of those basic questions: what worked well and what didn't? And that's all for the purpose of identifying areas where we can improve. Continuous improvement really is at the heart of everything we do in operations. So that feedback that we gather from those sessions really drives a large portion of our project outline for the year. And one of the direct examples of those resulting improvements is our training program. The Training Within Industry program, which is also known as TWI, is a proven method for hands-on training and learning that our team's been certified in. And it's got a very strong emphasis on quality. It's really created a solid foundation for simplifying our training processes. So the end result is that we're able to onboard team members and have them fully trained with a high level of accuracy in a relatively short period of time, which inevitably puts us at a great advantage for heading into the busiest time of year. We've also implemented the Managing for Daily Improvement methodology, which is a lean practice where we use visual displays across the facilities that focuses in on our daily performance, goals, and results. This again drives continuous improvement activities and really puts our performance results front and center for all levels of the team to have visibility on, not just a segmented group of leadership. Next slide, please. I also want to talk a little bit about how we handle our labor ramp up for the holidays. As we approach peak season, we work very closely with our recruiting partners to carefully plan and execute our labor requirements based on those provided forecasts that Darren mentioned earlier. And as you can see by this timeline, that work has already begun. So in early August, we've delivered a preliminary headcount plan to our partners so they have adequate time to prepare and secure the talent needed for a successful fourth quarter. And as we progress towards peak season, that number gets refined so that by the time we start onboarding staff in, say, mid to late October, we have all the resources that we need. It's also worth noting that our HR and recruiting teams have done a phenomenal job with building out an onboarding program for our seasonal team members that really makes Sensaria a preferred partner amongst the agencies that we work with. And as well as many of our seasonal workforce are eager to return year after year. So when we combine that level of planning, the onboarding experience, the training program, we've now positioned ourselves perfectly for executing the volume that we know is coming. So that's a little insight into how we're preparing for the peak season on the operations side. If that, I'd like to turn it over to Easar, who is our Enterprise Quality Manager. Easar, you want to take it away?
Thank you, Matt. My name is Abdul Easar. I'm the Enterprise Quality Manager for Sensaria. I know I'm not supposed to read this, but this is an extremely important statement for us in the company. I would like to read it. At Sensaria, we continuously invest in quality. We treat every single product with exceptional craftsmanship and ensure it maintains the highest possible quality, even during the busy peak season. Voice of the customer is part of our quality program at Sensaria. It's improvements phase, but we regularly audit customer feedback and we analyze them regularly, and we believe that the customer feedback drives quality enhancement and efficiency. Next slide, please. Year-over-year improvements. 2023, we were able to certify over 50 job instruction GI trainers across Sensaria. These trainers help in stability in the processes, perform and enables employees perform their jobs one best way consistently. And also, in 2022, we noticed a lower return rate during the peak season compared to 2023. And the lines below show how we performed during the peak season the last 2 years. 2024, we are working on building the sustainable infrastructure for our job instruction training program by having at least 2 local train-the-trainer roles or positions available at each Sensaria site. We are working on improving our quality and customer satisfaction by regularly secret shopping during the peak season. We also work towards color consistency across facilities. And we are aiming for improving our frame products defect rate internally and also externally by tracking the daily KPIs and also working towards improvements that are needed to be done on a daily basis in our sites. We are also working on synergizing our quality team by having better communications, tracking the KPIs, the metrics on a daily basis, and work towards any customer feedback or the trends that we believe that need to be improved. We are aiming for reducing defect rate internally and externally by performing proactive quality audits during the peak season. And they can be done remotely or going to the shops and actually work on the quality projects and trends that we believe that need to be improved. We are also working on retraining our employees by having the quality alert boards, which would show a new hired employees the do's and don'ts, so that employees learn from their mistakes and prevent from doing them again in future. Next slide, Darren. All right, with that, I'm going to pass it over to our Director of Customer Service, Linda Wisehart.
Thank you, Easar. Hi, I'm Linda Wisehart. I'm the Senior Director of Customer Service here at Sensaria. I have been with the company many, many years, as you've heard from some of our other division heads on this call, and we'd like to tell you a little bit about how we prepare for peak season. First of all, we've listened to you. We know that you contact us at a variety of times, so we are pleased to let you know that we have support teams available and they can be reached anytime from 8 a.m. on the East Coast through 6 p.m. on the West Coast. We also offer flexible scheduling during the holiday season to match the forecasted sales that you've given us. We have a contractual setting for staff so that we can expand and contract our staff as needed to match your business. We also really work heavily with the sales team to get accurate forecasting so that we know we have enough people on hand to be answering all of your questions. We know that your customers are important to you, and we want to provide you with accurate information so that you can quickly resolve your customers' questions as well. We're pleased to announce that while our goal is responding within 4 hours, in 2023 during peak season, our median response time was 50 minutes, which was under 1 hour. And we are quite pleased about that metric. We do work throughout the year with the sales team so we can help you and your account and all its unique qualities be handled knowledgeably and with intelligence by our very well-trained staff. Our staff also has unlimited access to the production systems and the order management systems. So when you contact us, we can provide real-time information. We can let you know what's going on, whether it's just a tracking number or you need an address change, and we can get that done quickly and again in real time. We've also streamlined communications so that if there is an issue that we need to communicate to our operations team, we can get that to them quickly into the key players, and we can get a very strong action-oriented response to get back to you with the results. We're very happy, and we look forward to serving you in this peak season of 2024. And now we would like to go into a session of time where you can be free to answer. I'm sorry, feel free to ask some questions. I'll turn that over to Billy.
Thanks, guys. Please put your questions in the chat. I'm going to start with some that have already been submitted. The first question for the team, do you have your shipping cut-off dates listed?
I could jump in here, Billy. Yes, we do. So we have what we call our order hub or peak season hub. And so what we'll do shortly here after this call too, if you're a current customer of Sensaria, we will send you a link to that hub, and it'll give you all the recommended cutoff times. Cutoffs are a little interesting, right? Because it really comes down to how much time you want to allow for transit. Are you shipping something standard ground that could take 5 to 7 transit days, and you have a 3-day SLA? Well, if that's that's what it is, and you got to work your way backwards. But if you're talking about, hey, this is going to be a 2-day transit time, you're going to ship something expedited, and then it's a little bit shorter. So all that information though will be outlined, some little guides, and again, to really dig in on it to make sure we're all aligned. Reach out to your account manager, your sales director, customer service, and we'll get someone in touch with you and make sure that it's clear.
Great, thank you. Next question, when do I need to have my forecast in?
Yesterday. No, I'm just kidding. Look, the earlier forecasting, the better. I think we want to have all forecasts pretty much as tight as we can get it by September. And I'll let Howard, I think, and probably a little bit better here, and Matt, because there's some other materials, labor planning, things like that. So typically, historically, we like to get it in by September. The sooner, the better. And again, same thing. If you have a forecast, we look at it with your account manager, your sales director. We could compare what products are we talking about. Are we talking about a forecast for rolled prints? Are we talking about a forecast for like handmade frame prints? It can be a little bit different. So as detailed as we can get it, but we can work with you and make sure that we're getting the information we need to pass on to the ops team and the purchasing team. So we make sure we have all the pieces in place.
Great. The next question is, how do I begin a partnership with Sensaria?
I guess I could speak to that one too. Couple ways to work with Sensaria, so the number one of the cleanest, fastest ways is going through our portal, our Go portal, where you can get access. We'll give you an account. It's a B2B, it's a business account, and you'll be able to upload an order. If you're receiving, an order a day or less or here and there, it's the best way to go forward with it. It's a simple system, easy to sign up, easy to use. All the features are available in it too. You can have personalized branding on the packaging, a white label. All the products are available. The other ways, if you have more volume where you're doing 5, 10, 15 orders a day, and it's too tedious to be uploading 15 orders a day manually into that Go portal. We have API connections, a couple different options there, order desk. So I would start by reaching out. You could send it to our hello@Sensaria. Give us your information, your company information, who you are, what you do, and we'll make sure we get you to the right person and that we could take you through that process. And definitely now was the time. We want to try to get any new business, any new integrations done and wrapped up and buttoned up by September. We don't want to be doing that stuff in October, especially November. Typically our dev teams and tech teams, go on a blackout period, come Q4 because they're focusing on systems and making sure everything's running fluidly, that we're delivering on orders and there's no hiccups there. So looking forward to meeting you, whoever you are, and please reach out.
Great. That's the last of the questions that I have here. So thank you everyone for submitting those. Great. We will be sending the webinar link out so you guys can revisit the presentation. We'll also be sending out the slide deck, and then your account managers will be in touch with a link to the promo hub to get you set up for peak season. Like Darren said, we're all here for you. So feel free to reach out if you have any questions, and we're excited to have a successful holiday season.
All right, let's
Thank
go
you,
get it,
team.
guys.
Thanks, y'all.
Thanks, everybody.